Hey, it's Troy from hittingitsolid.com here. Thanks for watching. Eliminate early extension in the golf swing. Are you early extending? Well, if you're anything like what I used to do, this is killing your golf game and you're hitting a lot of bad shots because of this early extension. And the great news is this video is going to fix it with you, or fix it for you, I should say, with one simple change. Do you want to know what it is? Let's dive in. Okay, early extension. If you're anything like me, as I said in the intro, you're suffering from early extension. I've certainly had it before. And when we're talking about early extension, of course, we're talking about, I'm set up to one here. Particularly, you can early extend in your backswing as well. If I was to draw a line down here, early extending in the backswing, that's less common, but more common is in the downswing, is lifting up, standing taller, getting further from the golf ball and really having to stretch those arms and really early extending. It's important to know too, extension in the golf swing is a good thing. We need extension, but we don't want it early, hence the name. So what I'm going to show you is a really simple tweak you can make to your setup that will fix your early extension without actually even having to think too much about it. So what I'm going to recommend you do, I'm going to quickly say a really quick caveat for this. If you have an open club face, especially in your downswing, so if you're doing this, you have an open face, regardless of this change I give you, there's a good chance you will still early extend. That's because if you have an open face, usually what will happen on the downswing, you'll stand up, give yourself room to flip the hands and square that face. So really important, I'll tag another video to this that will help you square your club face. But aside from that, I'm going to assume you are squaring your club face. That being the case, this is what I want you to think about. And this is really powerful. Once I started doing this and really understood it, my early extension disappeared. There's a tiny bit there occasionally in the backswing, but in the downswing, completely gone. I was always taught with my setup to really push that butt back, get as straight a back as possible, get in that so-called really athletic looking position like this. And it looks really great. You see some of the pros doing it, and it looks so athletic and so sort of professional standing over ball. But the problem is if you push your hips as far back as possible, if I push them as far back as I can here, when I make my swing, I might be able to keep them there on the backswing. I might be able to keep them there okay, but on the downswing, when this club is heading this way in the opposite direction, it's very difficult because the momentum pushes you this way to keep this butt against that line. So if you've pushed your butt, your hips, your pelvis, whatever you want to call it, if you push it as far back as possible at setup, the weight of this club on the downswing, unless you're pushing back really strongly, inevitably you're going to early extend. So knowing that, if you make this change to your setup, and I'm going to demonstrate one live for you in just a minute. As I'm sitting up over the ball here, I want you to feel like you get your pelvis and your hips and just pull it, instead of back here, just pull it more forward like this and feel like your pelvis and your hips are more on top of your ankle. Hopefully I've got that lined up straight, but the idea is I don't want you back here, I want it more up here like that. What that does, it gives you room for your butt, your pelvis to move back. So this is the setup I want you to do. Gives me room to get my butt back in the backswing, and most importantly in the downswing, whereas where most golfers go wrong, I've got so much more room to get that left butt cheek back in the downswing. It's amazing. When I started doing this, I stopped thinking about, I was always thinking about move the right butt cheek back, move the left back on the downswing, and that was how to fix early extension. And that may work for some, may even work for the professionals. Even putting your butt against a chair, that can work for some golfers, but if you push your butt back to its maximum at setup, keeping it there or even getting a little bit more depth, which is what the really good players do, it's just so difficult with the momentum of the club to stop yourself from coming up forward. So jump out of your chair now and do this with me, even if you don't have a club. Set up over the ball, stand a bit taller, and just move your pelvis a little bit more forward like this, so it's more on top of, all in one sort of alignment as you'll still have a bit of bend in your hips, just a little bit taller, and you will find this is a lot better on your back as well. Nice and easy to rotate. I can get that depth on the backswing, and on the downswing I can get it as well. Really powerful, because if you continue to early extend, you're going to continue to come through with a high handle. You're going to continue to hit toe shots, which used to be my really big problem. I'd hit a lot of toe shots. You hit the fat shots, the thin shots, you pretty much get everything because you're getting further from the ball, you're having to extend those hands and arms. I was looking at a lot of professional golfers, and if you look at someone like Sergio Garcia, he stands a little bit taller at address. He's a really good example. He just stands that little bit taller at address. You see his pelvis is a little bit more forward, and he's got that nice bit of room that he can get that depth on his backswing, maintain his posture, which allows him to shallow it and get through to the golf ball. Now this works for your iron as well as your driver. It's not just beneficial to one. All of your shots through the bag will benefit with making that simple change at setup. Now if you think this will help you out, make sure you smash that like button. Drop a comment down below. I'm curious to know, have you tried to fix your early extension another way? What has worked for you? What hasn't worked? I'm guessing if you're watching this, none of it has worked. I want to know if you've tried this change and how that has gone for you, because this is really powerful. It's made a huge difference to my game. I'd love to know what it's doing for your game. So let me hit a few balls for you, and I'll show you exactly how it's done. Okay, let's hit a couple of balls with this new powerful setup that I've showed you and get rid of that early extension. So I've just got an 8-iron here for demonstration. What I'll quite often do with this setup too is I'll set up with my hips back initially, just get myself comfortable, and then I'll just bring them forward. All right, and I'll just do a nice easy swing. Really solid strike there, and it just feels, it's so much easier to maintain my posture and really strike the ball solid. So I'll do one more for you, and this is the way I recommend you practicing this. You can practice it at home up against a wall, anything at all that you can get a reference point, but just get in your posture, have your butt back initially, and then just drag it forward. A little bit taller. And swing through. Give that a shot. I'm really confident that will work for you. I'd love to hear your progress, how it goes for you, so drop a comment down below. I've got another video coming up right now that talks about that open club face. Now I mentioned that before. It's going to show you how to square your club face, which will help you in turn get rid of early extension. So I'll see you on it. It's coming up.